Hi, George.
How are you?
Baruch Hashem. How are you?
Also, Baruch Hashem here.
Good. Where are you? You're at
I'm
home.
here at home. I'm at home.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's going on?
Nothing much. Last night I went to this Hobie Mandel thing.
Yes.
Jay Leno was the key comedian.
How was it?
A little inappropriate. You know.
I would imagine a lot inappropriate at times.
Well, you couldn't hear the rest of it.
You know, I was out of town. I had to go pick some things up. So I was away and didn't get back
Yeah,
till 10, so I couldn't do it. I thought about it,
I
but
should have gone.
yeah.
Should have gone to
Look,
the shoot.
you know
You
what?
know.
I I I mean, what I'm grateful is that I think uh there's a lot more seriousness coming out of the Congress and Senate about tackling some of the anti-Semitism and hatred,
Yeah.
which I always hate to put it like that, but I've become a one-issue voter. I mean, this is to me the one thing, especially with the way things have been this year. You know,
Yes.
very challenging.
Yeah. It could be worse. It could be in Europe.
Oh,
They're really crazy.
really bad. At the Shul I Daven on Shabbos, there is a bunch of guys that are British, so they come back and forth, back and forth. Uh, I'm curious to hear what they say now when they come back. It's interesting. One of the most tries to minimize, say, it's not so bad.
And that's the Jewish way, it's not that bad.
Yep, we always
I always
try to
say
paint
this.
ourselves as not really in that much stirs, you
Well,
know.
you just keep on saying it could be worse, right?
Oh, yeah, it could always be worse. It
Could
could
always
always
be
be
worse.
that. It could be there. Uh, but I said to myself, enough is enough. So my wife and I were thinking about going to Europe this year, and we completely canceled. We said, forget it. It's just not something I can do. Give me a second, Abe. I'm gonna have to go answer.
Go.
Good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
Okay, Kuf Mem Zion, 147. Ishchiv Marau says, Doimishi Ben. I think I have a son, but Ashav Shenli Ben, now I don't have a son. I'm going to give away Nachasai Leplini. I'm going to give away all my assets. Or, somebody was sick, Varmalo, and they said to him, Nachasav Lami, who should your money go to? Omerlan, I think my wife is pregnant. But Akshav Shein Ishtimu Bears, now my wife is not pregnant. I don't have a son. The Noida Sheyesh Lo Ben. Then after he gave away the gift, he's informed that he has a son. Oshaiso Ishtimu Bears. So if he would have known that he had a son or a pregnant wife, he wouldn't have given away his assets. Ein matanos, and therefore, ein matanosu matana. Lemer Reb Shimon ben Nasi v'lo Rabbanon. Is this only Reb Shimon and not Rabbanon? Udikari my ka'ari lane. What's the kasha? Because Maud is saying that sa'arei udikom nidker. That his statement is not really explaining why he's giving the gift, because I don't have a son. Since he's talking about his Yerusha, he's sort of complaining, oh, I don't have a son. Kamash Malon, no. That he's revealing his thoughts as to why he's giving away all of his assets to strangers. And therefore, if now the fact is that he does have a son, we can reverse the gift and the assets stay with the father. This power of a shchivmara to say something without a kinyan, even without a kinyan sudar, works shenema ish kiamus uvein ein lo. If a person dies and he doesn't have a son, so vavartem es nachlo sulavito, you should transfer the Yerusha to the daughter. Now, it's extra. We already know that if it just said ish kiamus uvein ein lo, we know that the daughter would inherit. So what does it come to teach me? Ki yesh l'cha avar acheres. You have another transfer of assets, shehi kazu, without a kinyan, just like a Yerusha. People inherit something, there's no kinyan. So, ezo zuman shchivmara. When a shchivmara on his deathbed gives away by verbal statement his assets, it is given away without a kinyan. Rav Nachman Amar Rav Avu Mehacha, a different source. It says v'mein lo bas. And if he doesn't have a daughter, a person's brother inherits him. Well, we know that would happen without the Torah saying that. To teach me, that the giving of a shchibur is also minat Torah without a kinyan. So Rav Nachman, my time in law Omar Mivavartim. Why didn't Rav Nachman learn from Abbas? L'charebi, the Tanya Rebbe Omer, Bekulan by the dinim of Yerusha Nemra Bahen Nesina, Vikan by a daughter Nemra Havara, you pass over, transfer. The only place where the asset gets moved to a different shevet is when a daughter gets it, because if she marries somebody else, and they come from a different shevet, there's havara. Rav Zera, my time in law, Omar Miniminasatim. Why didn't Rav Zera learn from the case of a brother? She'orcha dekrohu, because that's just normal way of the Torah speaking. Rav Menashe bar Yirmiyah Omer Mehacha, different source. Bayamim Ahem Chalach Chizkiyahu Lamos. We're going to learn this in Malachim Beis, Perakav. That Chizkiyahu got sick, he was going to die. Vayavo elav Yishayahu ben Amoz Hanavi. Yishayahu ben Amoz came to him. Vayomer elav Kol Amar Hashem. Tzav levescha, give orders to your house. Ki meisa tavalot ticha, you're going to die. Bitzavo ba'alma. A person therefore can give away his assets with just command. Rami Bar Yecheskel Omer Me'acha, that Achitofel, who was helping Avshalom in the rebellion against David HaMelech, Ra'ak Hiloat Nasta Atzaso. So Achitofel didn't listen to him. The merit of Shalom fell apart. So what did Achitofel do? Vayachavoshas achamor, vayelech el beisol iro, vayitzav el beisol, vayechanek. He choked himself, killed himself, he hanged himself. But he gave commands regarding his assets before he died. So bitzavo ba'alma is enough. Tarabon. Shloisha dvorim tziv Achitofel is banav. Achitofel gave his sons 3 instructions before he died. Al tiyu b'machloikes. Don't participate in machloikes. Al timrdu b'machlos beis David. Don't rebel against beis David. V'yom tov shel atzeres borur. That means if on the day of Shavuos it's a clear day, not cloudy, zarochitim, you shall plant wheat, because it's a siman that year is going to be successful for wheat. Marzutra Omar Bolul Itmar. He didn't say Yom Bar here. He said Bolul, which was, if Shavuos is cloudy, that's a good siman for wheat for the following year. Armin Ardai Mishmeid Rav Yaakov. Whether it's Lo Borur, Bor Mamish, V'lo Bolul, Bolul Mamish, Elafilu Bolul V'ruach Tzvoinus B'nishbaso, even if it was cloudy, but a northern wind moves it, zehu boru. And that would be a siman tov. Ravashi. Anan, Dam Rav Yitzchak bar Avdimi Masisla. We look at the following signals for good crop from Rav Yitzchak. Dam Rav Yitzchak bar Avdimi. Motzei, George, we're on Kuf Mem Zayin Amid Aleph. That Amrav Yitzchak bar Avdimi. Motzei Yontav Achron Shel Chag, if at the end of Shmini Atzeres, called Soifin Osher Maracha, everybody looks at the smoke that's arising from the Mizbeach. Not a Klapit Sofo. If there's a southern wind pushing the smoke north, Anim Smechim Ubali Batim Atzavim. Poor people are happy, householders are sad. Mipnei, Shegash Bishonim Merubinu Peres Markivin. There's going to be a lot of rain, and the fruit are going to go rotten. There's no way to store them. The price is going to go down, and the householders are sad. They'll have to sell all the produce quickly, rather than use it throughout the year. Not the Klapi Dorom. If the smoke was moving southernwards because it was a northern wind, the opposite. Poor people are sad, and the householders are happy. There's not a lot of rain, so there's going to be scarcity. Price is going to go up, and perish b'shtam, and you can store the fruit easier. So the Balabatim had a lot of fruit. They can raise the price of both. Not the Klabi Mizrach. If the smoke moved east because there was a western wind, Hakol Smechim. Everybody's happy. Klape Ma'ariv. If there's an east wind blowing it west, Hakol Atzavim. Because in both, that's going to be a famine year. The Gemara says Verminu. Mizrachi is an eastern wind, is Lo'olam Yafeh. It's always good. And Ma'aravi is a western wind, Zlolim Kosher. Ruach Tzfonis, a northern wind, Yafel Chitim, B'shah Sheviu Shlish, is good for wheat if they've already brought forth 1/3 of their growth. Kasha L'zeisim B'shah Shianitzu, bad for olives if they've already flowered. Ruach Droimis, a southern wind, Kasha L'chitim B'shah Sheviu Shlish, is bad for wheat if they've brought 1/3. Yafel L'zeisim B'shah Shianitzu, it's good for olives when they've flowered. Bam Rav Yosef Vitema Marzutra, Vitema Rav Nachman Yitzchak. The Simonet, the way to remember this, Shulchan B'tzafon, the Shulchan which provides lechem is in the north, Umenor B'dorom, the menorah is in the south. Hi Marbi Day, Hi Marbi Day. Each improves its own, meaning there's wheat on the Shulchan, they're in the north. So a northern wind is good for wheat. Menorah that needs olive oil is in the south to teach us that a southern wind is good for olives. Yeah, but we started out by saying in this Baraisa that an eastern wind is good and a western wind is bad, which is opposite what we just learned. Like Kasha, Halon Velu, depends. In Bavel, the eastern wind is good. In Eretz Yisrael, which is drier, they need more rain, so that comes with a western wind. Tanya B'Shul Omer. Yom Tov Shalatzer is Borur. If Shavuos is clear, Simin Yafa L'chon Hashana Kula. It's a good school for the whole year. Amrav Zavid. Hayu Makama D'Rei Shasa. First day of Rosh Hashanah. Ichamim Kula Shasa Chamim. If it's a hot day, it's going to be hot the whole year. Ikorer Kula Shasa Karim. If it's a cold day, it's going to be cold the whole year. Lamai Nafkamina. How does that help us? The Kohen Gadol on Yom Kippur would daven for the weather. So what he saw in Rosh Hashanah, he understood how to have a kavanah for his tefillah. Rava Amar, the Rava Amar of Nachman, despite the attempt of the Gemara to prove that a matna shchibra is deraisa, Rav and Rav Nachman say it's only mirabanan. Why? Shema titrav daito alav. Person's on his deathbed, he's very sick, and they're delaying in carrying out his request. Then his mind is gonna go nuts. It's gonna hasten his demise. Umiyam Rav Nachman achi? Did Rav Nachman say this? Let's say I have a IOU that George owes me $1,000, and I sell it to Walter, so that Walter could collect $1,000 from George. But
Then you forgive me.
But I go ahead and moichel the loan. Then what Walter bought is nothing, because I, who loaned the money to George owed me $1,000, I can moichel the loan. And even though I sold it, so that's why buyer beware. If you buy an IOU, it's dangerous, because the maker of the note can be moichelit. Mochel. And Yorish mochel. If the holder of the note dies and his son inherits it, the son can be moichel the shtar. But Moide Shmuel, she'im nosno b'mad shchivmara, that if the note was given to somebody as a gift by a shchivmara, ena yochel mochel, the person who was given to cannot be moichel. Now, iyamit bishma deraisa, I understand how you can prevent the mechila if we say that the matna shchivmara is deraisa b'shemachi ena yochel limchol. The Yorish can't be moichel, that was already acquired. Why can't you be moichel like other shtarei chov? So the Gemara says, yeah. Rav Nachman says, Eino shel Torah. The matna shchivra does not have the strength of Torah law, but asu kishel Torah. They gave it the strength of Torah law. because of this problem of tiruf daito shala, that we don't want him to get sicker. Rav Nachman. Shchiv Moshe Omar, Yidor Ploni b'bayzeh. Chaim Yankel should live in this house. Or Yoichal Ploni Peros Dekelzeh. Or Chaim Yankel should eat the fruits of this palm tree. Lo Amar Klum. The use of something is not a hard asset. So, for example, to dwell in a house or to eat peros. For example, they hadn't grown yet. The use of something is not a tangible asset that a shchibara can give away. Unless, Ad Shemer Tnu Bayezeh Leploni V'Yodim. He has to say, I want to give this house to Chaim Yankel so he can live there. Oh, Tnu Dekel Zeh Leploni V'Yochel Perosov. Give him the palm tree so that he can eat the fruit. L'meimer de Sover Rav Nachman, Milsa de Iser Bebori, Isa B'Shchibara. Are you telling me that a healthy person who is given a gift by, or that when a healthy person gives a gift, they're the same dinim as a shchivmara with amir bilvad, and things that are delesa b'bori, things that cannot be nicknamed by a healthy person, less of a shchivmara? Since a healthy person cannot be mocked that something doesn't exist in the world yet. So are you telling me that a shchibara can't do it either? I'll show you it's not like that. Rav Nachman, shchibara shomer tnu al vasi leploini al vaso leploini. Somebody owes me money. I want this given to somebody else. You do it. Al vaso leploini. Avagav delesa. Boy, that doesn't work by a healthy person. A healthy person can't just with words only move over a debt to somebody else. Bamir bilvad.
Or Shibudit Rav Nosson.
Say it again.
Shibudit Rav Nosson, isn't that the same thing?
Well,
I owe you.
Shibudin Rav Nosson is, I tell the give what I owe to B.
Right. So
Right,
you
I
owe,
give what I owe to B, so B can give it to C.
Yeah.
So
like
this is
moving.
different. This is a halva. Moment shechayv liploini b'mav al peni noitin liploini. It's an oral loan that's not takmin in ishtar, and I want it to be given to somebody else. So it's niskayim. But that doesn't work by a healthy person. Any yachalak does the chaver malva peh. The lahotzon nitna. A malva peh is meant to spend, and the kinyan is not toifus. It's got to be be'en. That's how the Rashbam explains. Malva b'shtar, you can do it. If you gave over the star b'mamad shlosh, then that's the shibud de Rav Nosson that you're talking about. But that's by a malva b'shtar, but not by a malva peh. Okay. Tomorrow we will learn at 7:00 again. Because I have to learn at 8:00 with a chavrusa tomorrow. So 7:00 Daf Yomi tomorrow, and 7:00 Daf Yomi Thursday. Those are the next
Let me
two.
ask you, in these cases of the Shemuraya, why can't you use an umdana here that he really meant it and that he wanted to give it? And that's why. Why can't we use that?
Use what?
The umdana that he
Shchiv Mara works.
right.
A healthy person cannot transfer an oral loan to be paid off to somebody else. If there's a shtar, if the loan is documented the shtar, I can transfer that. I'm giving it to this such because you can give the shtar matana, but the oral, it means if I borrow money and it's not documented for shtar, it's meant lahotza, meant just to spend. And therefore I can't transfer that. That's how the Rashbam explained.
Difficult to understand that. Why couldn't you? Why a shchibmer could transfer it because he doesn't have time to spend it.
Remember, there's a lot of things a shchibara can do.
No, but I'm just looking at the logic. Why? Because he doesn't have time to spend it. Therefore, he could transfer it.
We're lenient by the shchibara because of tiruf das. We're concerned that if we take the trouble of writing it and doing what we normally have to do, he's going to go out of his mind because he thinks it's not going to happen. So that's why we're makel by Shchivna.
Okay. See you later.
And-
You guys, Sorba's at 8 o'clock tonight.
Okay. Shkoyach.
Thank you.